Hi everyone, it's Colette with Organizing by Oz coming to you live from Lethbridge, Alberta. Yes, this is where I'm training this week, and so I am joining you from my lovely hotel room. Anyway, this week I'm excited because we're going to be talking about paperwork, and I'm going to be sharing 3 tips to help you get started on your paperwork piles at home. But before we get going, I would love to hear your word that came to mind when I said paperwork, or I would love for you to share an emoji expression that will help me understand how you feel about paperwork as we get going. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to share your comment or the word or the emoji character that describes the relationship you have with paperwork. So let's see what people are sharing below in terms of their relationship with paper. So let's see what people are saying here. So if any of these terms come to mind, you are normal. So let's see, we have, I find paperwork overwhelming. I find paperwork super frustrating. Or just want to scream, I hate paperwork. Or you feel like you never get caught up on your paperwork, you don't have a system, you find it annoying, and you feel really grumpy about it. If any of these terms or words describe you, again, you are normal. Paperwork is the least favorite household maintenance job that we have. And so tonight I'm going to share with you 3 paperwork tips to help you start feeling more comfortable with the paper that comes into the home. Before I do that, though, I would love to read what your questions are regarding paperwork. So as I'm sharing the tips, please feel free to write your questions below, and I will do my best to answer them before our time ends tonight. So let's get started. Tip number 1 regarding paperwork is you really need to see where your paperwork lands in your home. So go around your house after this session and look at where the piles land. Are you and your family someone where you come in and they just get dumped right there? Are you someone that throws it into a drawer to deal with later? Are you someone who throws it into a bin or a box and then forgets about it or shoves it somewhere and you've totally forgotten about it? Are you someone who, if there's any flat surface, that's where your paperwork lands? So once you figure out where your paperwork lands in your home, that is your first tip of where you should set up your paperwork maintenance system. So last week I shared that I had repurposed a kitchen cabinet, and that's kind of where our paperwork was landing. So every family member has the colored folder, as I shared with you last week. We have our family command center where as the mail comes in, I put it in the green folder, and every weekend I pull it out. And now it only takes me 15 minutes to go through all the paper and mail that comes into the house because I've created this system for our family. So all my bills get paid online. I pull the folder out, I sit down, I open my banking application, pay all my bills. I take my business paperwork that I need to put into my Excel spreadsheet and put it upstairs in my office where I have a set schedule for later that weekend to go through and update. So it's never sitting there for long. The household paperwork gets put in my permanent filing folder or permanent filing cabinet that I have, and I go through that every 6 months and weed it out, shred the documents that I no longer need. Now, the second tip for paperwork organizing is figuring out a product that's going to work for you and your family, and also the space. So then the biggest thing is once you figure out where makes the most sense for your paperwork system to be, find a product that's going to work for you. And there are so many out there. You have wall ones that sit on the wall or go behind doors that are color coded. You have bins or baskets that sit on your countertop or in a cabinet. So again, you can slide it in and out really easily, put it into a folder and you're good. You have portfolio style ones where it kind of covers over. And most of the portfolio ones or accordion style have anywhere between 5 to 13 categories. And so I label mine. I have two that I use the portfolio over, and they fold over. One is for my taxes. So as tax receipts come in, tax documents come in, I literally, on my Saturday mornings, I put it into the tax folder, and I don't have to worry about where that tax document is or that receipt is, because I know come tax time, everything I need is there. The second portfolio one I use is for my warranties and product manuals. So once I buy something and it has a warranty, I staple it right to the warranty. And again, I have created folders for that portfolio. So my warranties and manuals are all together. And the nice thing about the accordions is, depending on your filing cabinet, it actually sits in the drawer of your filing cabinet. So again, it's out of the way, and when you need it, everyone can just pull it out, find what they need, and the receipt and the warranty is together. Again, both save huge amounts of time when you are looking for tax documents or your warranty documents, receipts. So I hope that has been helpful. You can also, let me see, the third one that I wanted to share with you is where do you start? Most people have piles of paperwork because it's just the least favorite job to do. And so as you are determining, you now figure out where your paperwork is. So tip one, you found out where it lands. You figured out what product is going to work for that space and your family. Now the job is to actually just start. So if you're the family or person that has thrown everything in a drawer, pull out the drawer and, using a tip of like items, quickly sort through, and don't spend too much time on worrying about what do I need to do with this. The biggest thing about tackling those huge piles of paperwork is quickly sorting them into like categories. Most filing, you only need 13 categories, and my clients that me to help with their paperwork are always astounded at how quickly I'm able to quickly sort boxes and boxes and boxes of paper. I can do it in about 1 to 2 hours, 6 to 8 boxes of paperwork, just because I have created a 13 category system that makes it super easy. Once you have that box done, again, just starting with a drawer, just starting with a bin, just starting with a box is great. Sort that, figure it out. Once you have your 13 categories, you then want to set the timer and just go through that category more carefully. Is this need? Do I need it for taxes? Do I need to keep it for 7 years? Can it get shredded? Can it get recycled? And pretty soon those 13 categories are going to be done. So I really hope that those 3 categories, our 3 tips, have helped you in terms of where to get started with your paperwork. If you want my organizing paperwork tip sheet, please send me a private message here online with your email, and I would be happy to share my 13 category tip sheet on how to get your paperwork sorted. I really hope that you go to my Pinterest board page as well. I have so many boards doing anything to do with organizing, and I hope that you find some more tips to help you do it yourself. Or go to my LinkedIn page and Instagram as well. I have blogs in terms of different organizing tips. And if you've missed any of the last 4 weeks of Organizing Ask an Organizer series, go to my YouTube channel, Organizing by Oz, and watch the replay. Again, I'm here for another couple minutes, so feel free to ask me any questions. And again, I would really love for you to share the emoji expression or the word that comes to mind when you think about paperwork. Because as I said, if you're frustrated and grumpy faced and really don't like it, again, you're normal. So I look forward to answering any of your questions. I'm going to leave a few minutes open to tackle them together. But in the meantime, again, the Ask an Organizer series is for you to ask me any questions. If you've missed the live broadcast and you have a message or an email or a question you want answered, please feel free to send me an email. You can go to my website at www.organizingbyoz.com and just send me a note, or you can a Facebook message here, and I will do my best to answer your questions. So, oh, I have a sad face emoji, or you cry over the paperwork. Hi, Dora. Nice to have you here. Yeah, again, you're normal because most people really don't like paperwork. But yeah, I hope that you find these Ask an Organizer series helpful, that they're kind of fun, and that you can reach out and ask me anything regarding organizing. So if there isn't any more questions, I'm going to sign off until next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Standard Time. I hope you have an amazing week. And again, just starting with a bin, a basket, a drawer is a win. So let's start getting some organizing wins this week. And I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday at 9. Have a good week, everyone. Bye.